Humans have carried sports with them wherever they have gone on Earth for thousands of years. Humans have at last reached space, even in underwater activities like scuba diving or aerial ones like paragliding. If they travel to other planets and the moon, will they also create sporting competitions there? Leland Malvin is a badminton and soccer player and former NASA astronaut. Yes, he says, and it will happen again. Here, a question arises: what if the World Cup was organized in space? In the moon, in the planets, or even in a nearby asteroid? This is simply what will happen if we reach civilization number 1 on the Kardashev scale, which will be the subject of a separate video on the channel. Let's assume that humanity has reached this stage of development and has decided to organize the World Cup in our solar system. At the present time, the most expensive World Cup in the history of the World Cup as a whole is being held in Qatar, whose cost exceeds $200 billion. This is the version that was voted the best by Arabs and Muslims. Football is extremely popular, so this massive event, which is expected to be watched by more than 5 billion people, is not surprising. Therefore, if the location is favorable for this game, it will inevitably expand to the newly colonized planets. But just where will this event take place? Well, let's start with physics. 201 kilometers per hour is the fastest moving ball from a shot in the history of football. And at the World Cup, former German national team player Lukas Podolski demonstrated this massive shot. This powerful shot penetrated the net of the Australian team. It was a powerful shot, and the goalkeeper's attempts to catch it failed. But what if this shot was repeated on the moon? Everything will change drastically due to the acceleration of gravity on the moon, where the average weight of a player will be 12 kilograms and the ball will weigh about 70 grams. The player's total stillness will make them weaker against gravity, rendering both them and the spherical ball ineffective. You don't have to wait for it because it's likely that you won't stop. Most likely, you'll fly, and perhaps you'll end up as a moon satellite. However, what if the odds are equal? Let's use Venus as an example and move closer to terrestrial settings. On Venus, gravity accelerates at a rate of 9 meters per square second. It resembles Earth in practically every way. Cristiano Ronaldo is well known for being the quickest player in football history, where Cristiano will sprint over Venus at a speed of 50 kilometers per hour. However, you should be aware that the atmosphere exerts a true 10-ton pressure on every square meter of our body on Earth. And on the surface of Venus, the atmospheric pressure will be 93 times greater than on Earth. And this power will crush Cristiano in the blink of an eye, and then he will literally be roasted at a temperature of up to 500 degrees Celsius. Thus, playing football on Venus would be a failed option par excellence. But what about our favorite planet? What if we played a football match on Mars? Atmospheric pressure and gravity on the red planet are weak and unfamiliar to humans. Thus the friction and braking force will be weak, and even the circular kick of the ball or the Magnus effect it will already be unavailable to players. The sphere cannot be reached due to the acceleration of gravity on Mars. 3 and 7 in comparison to its acceleration on Earth, which is 9 and 8 meters per second squared. This means that the ball can rise 4 times higher than the ground. Running will be much easier. Players will also be able to jump and anticipate the ball. As for penalty kicks, it will be more difficult for goalkeepers, and we will simply need to calculate the accuracy of the goal. In any case, Mars would be the most appropriate planet after Earth to organize the World Cup in an integrated manner. And in the event of a match due to weak gravity, humans will not be able to play a fair match on the Mars. Humans, with their big hearts and fragile bones, are likely to return to Earth with their dead bags at the end of the first half. And the last question, what would happen if we played a football match on an asteroid? Maybe one day we can build a colony on an asteroid, but can we play ball there? For this, we need to build a large, flat stadium that will be on the mineral rocks of its planet. Because the greater part of these space rocks has difficult terrain and pointed rocks, technologies cannot be landed on an asteroid with zero gravity, and they will continue to revolve around the asteroid like useless rubbish. If we can lower a piece of it, it will be from 70 to 105 meters high. Even in science fiction films, such technology for building a stadium on an asteroid is unimaginable. Hardly anyone has enough money to build a stadium on an asteroid, and any structure that will be on this asteroid will not have a base but will be ready-made and fixed in some way. And if we can make the platform fixed, then all we will see on the field will be the players and coaches flying in the air oppositely at the same speed with which the ball is moving. It may be funny, but it's a pity that we can't do it without the inevitable death. However, with us in your favorite channel, Curious Events, we can take you on imaginary trips in the universe without leaving your home. All you have to do is support us by subscribing and liking the video.